Hello and welcome back to the second Void Strife devlog. Today's devlog will be all about the music behind Void Strife and my plans for it in the future. So you might not have seen this interface before. This is called WWise. It's a sound engine and a lot of very famous games use it. One of which I'm pretty sure it's Forza Horizon. As you know, that game has insane sounds, both from the cars and the music and the dynamic sounds, everything they have. And they've built it with this. What this basically allows you to do is have much more control over your sounds. So for example, the way I'm using it in Void Strife is by linking the volume of each singular track, so the ARPs and the bells and the drone and the high chords and the low bass and the melody and the percussion and the techno beats. I modify the volume of all those to kind of fade in and fade out depending on this value here, the music RTCP. This is the intensity of what's going on in the game, and I can easily change that within the game's code. So for example, in a boss battle, as you saw in the previous video, which may not have been the clearest one, but in the boss battle, everything is pumped up to max. As you can see here, ARP 2 at max volume when intensity is at 100. First ARP maxed out, bells maxed out, drone maxed out, high chords not as maxed out because I need some sort of balance. The low bass completely cuts out. The percussion is at max. The melody is kind of mellowed out because the melody is very loud, and so I don't want it to be overloading kind of. And then the techno beats kind of have their peak in the middle, and then they slowly decrease again, and then they slowly increase again towards the end. And let's hear this in more detail in the game. In the devlog yesterday, you may have heard some music, but it was really quiet because I wanted you to hear my voice as I was explaining everything. But here we can focus entirely on music. So I'm going to shut up for a bit and play you the music. And I'm going to change this in increments of 10 every time, and you can see how the music progresses based on the intensity. obviously the melody is still work in progress because I kind of don't like exactly how it sounds, and I am working on making a new one, but at the moment I'm focusing on other more important stuff, like finishing all the basic systems of the game, as I don't have that much left to do. Currently on my Trello board, if we go on to my Trello board, let's see here. Go away, Facebook. So, no, why do I have emails? Get out! Okay, so this is my Trello board. Sprint 1 base systems is all done, so these are finished ages ago. In Sprint 2, I should probably rename that to Base Systems Part 2 because I've made a lot of base systems here. For example, the enemy movement, like the AI for them, I put it here, I made it, and it still needs some refining because obviously it's not the best. But yeah, then I made they're not in order, but I made the upgrading weapons, the map system, I made the player ship sound better, I added set items. This is just a bug, I don't know why I put it here. Dynamic music, obviously I did this, I fixed another bug, I changed the way dialogue works completely, and I broke my game for like a week, but then I fixed it. And some little details here for the dying. And now I'm working on making it location dependent, which is another big point. I'm going to stop the music, I think. It's another big point about the music in this game is that each location will have its own set of music, of dynamic music, to the same standard as this music that I've just shown you now. Probably better if I work on it a lot more and refine it. What that means is for the many different locations that we have, which I can show here in Void Strife ideas, if we go to my locations, I have quite a bit planned. I'm not gonna spoil everything. I'm just gonna skim through so you can kind of see and get a kind of an idea. But yeah, I have a lot of locations planned, each of them with their own little tunes. And obviously there's gonna be some times where you're not in any of the locations, so I'll have to make some exploration music, and some inspiration from that will actually be Kerbal Space Program because I've been addicted to it the past few days, and yeah, that was fun. Anyway, then what I have left to do in the refining thing is I need to work on space exploration. So yeah, I'm not going to go into these too much because this is about music. But yeah, if you go back to WWise, as I'm sure you noticed, when we had it at 100, the intensity when the intensity was 100, it kind of faded back down in intensity when I put the intensity to 0 because it smoothly transitions between each one. So if it's a bit too quiet again. Okay, if I move it to 50 instantly, it smoothly transitioned to 50 instead of instantly being in that intensity because it takes time for it to like load and go through each one, because I didn't want it to be instant because that would be kind of immersive breaking because nothing happens that instantly and you don't really instantly join a location or not. You gotta build up to it, and there's gotta be build up, there's gotta be tension, and that slow change in intensity is what builds a lot of the tension. For example, you can see here how long it took for the melody to come in here. And then obviously set it back to 0, takes time to fall back down. I'm absolutely chuffed to bits with how this song came out. The only thing dragging it down is the melody, which I am working on changing. But yeah, that is Void Strife's music, and I hope this hypes you up, because it's definitely hyping me up. Imagine all the things I could do with it. I plan on having a location where there's just a man playing guitar, and the whole soundtrack around that location will just be guitar, probably recorded by me, or like some wacky sounds as well. But that would be great. I can't wait to record that, actually. That would be really fun. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching the second devlog, and I will see you when I see you.